Hello and welcome to 5 Question Friday. My name is Joe Silva and I'm the Vice President of Sales for Kokua Technologies. Kokua Technologies is a service company that happens to provide technology services. How do we do this? Is by providing full service support, maintenance, and protection to companies the size of 1 up to multi-million-dollar projects migrating 60 plus locations to the cloud and everything in between. Kokua realizes that our local business community still really needs our support. So 5 Question Friday is a way for you and I both to learn a bit more about these businesses and how we can help them. One way that we can help is by liking and sharing this post. Also, by clicking the link that's included. By doing so, it'll enter you into a drawing for a reward from another local business. So please, sit back and enjoy 5 Question Friday. And by the way, remember, locals only.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today for 5 Question Friday. Today, we have a very special guest, good friend of mine, someone, if you have heard us joke back and forth, you'd say, man, I can't believe he's a good friend of yours, but I consider him a brother. And like a brother, you sometimes will go at each other. But I love this guy very much. I'm very happy, very fortunate to have him because he's extremely busy. If there's one word I would say describes him completely, is hustle. He is a hustler. So for those who don't know him, Devin DiNofa, he is, of his accomplishments, which he has many, he is a proud father and husband. He is a partner at TCS New Jersey with Keller Williams. It's a top real estate sales team helping 200 families a year achieve real estate goals. He's a nationally recognized performance coach. He's a founder of the Harvest Personal and Business Performance Coaching Community, of which I am a member and can attest that it is a magnificent community. He's also a partner at Elite Ops Real Estate Coaching, and he's the owner of Performance Boss Software Company. Again, the list could go on, but like I said, the one word definitely is hustle. Dev, thanks for being on here today. I really appreciate you taking the time.
I'm thankful I have a clip of Joe giving me a compliment, and I can get the recording so I can just play it over and over and over again. This is phenomenal. Great start. Great start.
Folks, as I said, we are good friends, like brothers, and we will go back and forth. And yes, that probably is one of the few times that I have said it to his face, but many times in the background, I have endorsed him to others, brought them to the community, brought them to him for business, because frankly, there's no one I trust more in certain areas that I would than Devin. So yes, there's another compliment. So if you're going to ask me a question today, what was my biggest challenge? Probably saying that. But I'm going to flip it on you, Devin, and say you have, like I said, hustle. You've been through a lot. You've done a lot. You've accomplished a lot at this point. I know you got a lot of goals still ahead of you. But what would you say right now is your basically? Well, let's put it this way. What is actually you're helping clients? What is your client's biggest challenge? What's the biggest frustration, obstacle do you help them to overcome?
Yeah, my client's biggest challenge, as far as performance coaching, let's go that angle, is something that they don't see, but it's themselves, right? Them getting in their own way, giving themselves self-inflicted wounds, right? So their biggest challenge, which most of them don't even know, it's them themselves and getting in their own way. And what I have the opportunity to do is strategically find ways for them to get out of their own way so they can fly and do the things that they truly deep down want to do.
Awesome. You kind of dovetailed into a second question I was going to ask, and that's basically how are you helping them with that? So right now, let's take it the other way. Performance coaching, obviously it's getting them to the community, right? And helping them, like you said, to get over those obstacles. What about on the real estate side of the fence? Right now, I mean, the market is how is your company poised to help clients? What about it's unique? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that's also a great question, because for those of you that have any type of idea about the real estate market right now, super low inventory. If you're a buyer, most buyers are very frustrated because they got to go against 45 other offers on a house because there is low inventory. If you're a seller, you're going to make a very large profit in the sale of your house, but a lot of their belief is, well, I know I can make all this money in my house, but what if I have nowhere to go? Like, it's great if I can make $100,000 or $200,000 on my house, but if I have nowhere to go, what's it matter? Right. So our goal is to coach and strategize with them the plan on how we're going to execute this like no other people will, no other agents will. And we make them feel comfortable and confident to know that we're going to be able to help them achieve their goal and keep them protected. If they're a seller, we're going to be able to help them capitalize on the profits that they can make on their house right now without them feeling like they're going to be kicked out of their house because they're going to have to move, right? Because we're going to be able to negotiate terms with buyers that will wait for them to find another house. And on the opposite side too, and with our team, we're a very tight knit team. We're high performance. We're always trying to figure out what we can do that others won't. So, the conversations that our team now are, listen, your buyers are high. Most agents think that, I'm hired to find my client a house. So what that means is let me just sit around and wait for a property to hit the market, and then I can show them that house. Well, guess what? That's the average mindset, right? So our team is actively every single day, hitting the ground, hitting the streets, hitting the phones, trying to find listings that aren't on the market yet so we can bring these to our buyers. Like, that's what's supposed to be happening right now that a lot of agents are just not doing, or they're not coached to do. And we're like, guys, we're hired to find our buyers houses. And that doesn't mean sit around and wait and cross our fingers for a new listing. That means now we have the opportunity to hunt and prospect to get listings that are off market. And the good thing is we have a bunch of people on our team. And when any of our agents find an off market deal, we present them to our buyers too, which makes us different than a lot of other single agents or teams. So, and on top of that, because we know that it's people first, we're kind of therapists too, man. We're always trying to control the emotions of our buyers and sellers because they can get very stressful and frustrating, right? These are big purchases. These are the biggest purchases or sales of their life. And we also have to be very good at calming their emotions down, letting them know that we're going to solve every problem that we possibly can. It's going to be okay. Don't get frustrated. So a lot of times we find ourselves being therapists too, to kind of help our clients now.
Wow, that's an amazing thing you just brought up, because a lot of times I think myself, I was in financial services for a while, so I do understand real estate and to a degree, not as well as you, but that is something that I think the average person, even myself to a degree, is not really thinking about. And that is, when you think about real estate and you're thinking real estate agent, you're thinking, I need to buy a home. You're not thinking about that whole consultative coaching advocate approach, right? And that's what really you're saying, is that's what you're doing, is bringing that forward, not just, hey, let me show you a house and let me sell you. Let's talk about what happens afterwards. Where are you going to go? What's going to happen? Is this really the right thing for you? I mean, that's that whole, and I could see where that, the going to the high performance coaching, how that was a natural transition addition to what you do, because you're coaching now, right? And I think that's the key piece that you definitely hit on. You got, and that's why you're building such an amazing empire at this point, is that it's beyond just the sales. It's always about the people. It's always about the coaching. It's about the consulting. It's about advocating and caring. Yep. And that's the piece that you definitely, it's clearly evident that is a strong piece of your overall practice or overall, your belief system. So that's awesome. Let me ask you, I know with all this going on in real estate and performance coaching, I'm sure you could probably come up with about 80 examples, but is there anything, because we're talking obviously the other business owner community as well, so this is going to be beneficial for them also. Is there anything that has happened in your business that was unexpected? Something that came up and just out of the blue, and how did you handle it? What did you do?
This is a question. I mean, it could be both sides, but like in a bad or a good way, like something came up to where it was like a negative thing, or something came up like it could have been positive.
Well, let's talk about both. Whatever you feel is appropriate. I mean,
okay. No, this is cool. So let me, I'll teach you about, or I'll tell you about my coaching, one part of my coaching journey, because I want to make sure I'm quick to respect the time of this. But for the most part, it's interesting. Harvest Performance Coaching. I won't say any names, but I'm part of a company to where there's a coaching division in this company, and there was an opportunity, and they wanted me to be a coach for this company. And I went through the whole process, and I was very excited to be a designated coach for this company. I went through all the training and stuff. They wanted me to do it. But the one thing is I needed to pretty much make the decision to drop my real estate company in order to go full time in the coaching. Right. And I was like, that's something that I can't do. Right. So at that time, I realized, I was like, you know what? This is my passion. And I know that the only way I can do this at a very high level is by doing it my style. Right. And by doing, being me, being authentically me, so I can really transform human beings. I can't do that if I'm not being authentic to myself. So this happened, maybe like a year before Harvest Performance Coaching Community. I've always done one-on-one coaching, which is why that was an opportunity that was presented to me. But, when that happened, I was kind of like, I was kind of pissed off. I was frustrated. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to make my own, right? I'm going to make my own company. I'm going to make my own organization. I'm going to coach, transform. And then what I'm also going to do is certify other coaches to go and impact hundreds, if not thousands of people, and have my own program and community to impact thousands and eventually millions of people. And so that was something that was a real learning experience for me. And I felt like, I was kind of let down. I was kind of pissed off, or I was maybe not want it. And then, what I did from it is I wasn't a victim. I was a victor, and I went and took that mindset. I'm going to build my own thing now. And literally not too far after that, I built my own, company, community. And my goodness, man, it's been nationally recognized. The transformations in everybody in here, both personally and professionally, it's just not being done around, and definitely not on the East Coast. What we're doing, the transformations in literally not even 1 year, a half a year, right? Personally and financially, the guest speakers that we're bringing in that not many people even have access to or can afford to pay for tickets to be in rooms that they're coaching in. It was just, that was a trial. And this is the testimony that led into, and on the other side, the good stuff was, man, the blessing of the harvest. Like when I just took the step and was like, what, I'm going all in on this. I'm going to do this no matter what, even if I don't know how to do these, how to lay it out perfect. I went and I just went 1 foot in front of the other. And I knew all I had to do was just keep impacting people, right? And just keep adding other people to it so I can help and impact them, and the community members can help and impact them. And the one unexpected thing that I realized was all the opportunities and the blessings that I could have never have imagined in the community itself come to fruition, whether it was collaborations, whether it was new relationships from members that were referred in, and doing business with new members, and being collaborate with new members, and also these unexpected messages that I'm getting from our members and their spouses about, like, hey, I just want to thank you for what this community's doing. Meanwhile, they should be thanking the member of the community, because they actually took action. Because let's face it, not everybody takes action, right? So it's not like a guarantee. If you're willing to do the work, you can turn decades into days in this community, right? And the fulfillment of this community and what it's going to in such a short amount of time was totally unexpected for me. I knew we were going to do amazing things. I just didn't know it was going to be this quick. And it's just been something that, and I thank God for everything that's happened in my life. And I felt like he put this on my heart as I was going through a 75 hard journey before I even launched the Harvest. And, through him, we've done some amazing things. And unexpectedly, I couldn't have imagined what we were able to do in just a year. That was unexpected.
Those of you who aren't picking this up, Devin's passionate. He posted something earlier today, I believe, and by some of you may know Jesse Itzler, amazing person and story himself. But one of the key things he said, and it was really hits home, especially with Devin speaking, because Devin is successful in a few areas. And it's not all just related. You say, well, Devin's passionate about real estate. He's passionate about coaching, because of the diverse areas. What we could tell is what Devin's passionate about is the process. He's passionate about the process of helping people, and that's where you see this accelerating and this being, him going down this path. His passion is around helping people. It's around the process of helping people. So that's awesome. That's an awesome testimony. And I definitely can attest to it, watching you and knowing how that journey has taken off. So I know now, obviously your passion, I'm sure, is one answer to this, but how do you go about attracting new clients to your business? This could be the real estate, it could be the coach, it could be anything, both, what have you. How do you go about doing that? What do you do primarily?
It's my brand, my personal brand. Every day, just projecting who I am, what I'm about, every single day through, the social media platforms, through when I'm out and see people in person. I'm the same person. It's like what they see on social media is what they see in real life. And when I consistently shine my light every single day, whether I'm not for a lot of people, but I am also for the people that I am for, that's who I attract. And the other thing is the people that I am not for, sometimes they don't understand that I'm really for them. It's just nobody communicates to them like I communicate it. And eventually when the light switches to where it was like, hey, you know what? I really needed somebody that told me stuff that I needed to hear, not necessarily what I wanted to hear. Eventually those people that follow me and be like, wow, I'm tired of that guy's messages. I'm tired of like personal development, inspiration, happiness. I also share funny shit stuff. Sorry. You know what I mean? Like I also show real stuff, my struggles of my journey, because that makes me authentic. That lets people into the real me. I'm not trying to sell perfection because I'm the furthest things from perfect, especially when you're always trying to grow and get into different things. You mess up all the time, but you just keep going because you only get stronger. But that's what I feel truly attracts in my real estate business, because my goal now is just to attract other realtors to want to be within my organization to partner with, so I can help them grow a real estate business to fund the life by design that they truly want to live on and off the field. So I'm attracting, it's not a coincidence that the people I attract in my company are phenomenal people, phenomenal people first. And then obviously with our coaching and with our environment and with our culture, they become phenomenal real estate business owners too. In the harvest, like I project who I am, what I'm about, and you attract the people through manifestation, through God, through whatever belief that you have. You attract the people that you want to hear. If you think negative all the time and you're putting out negative stuff on the social media platforms, or you're putting out being drunk or whatever that stuff is, guess what? You're going to attract those people too. So as long as you're that light, that salt in the light every single day, you're going to attract the people that vibe with that. And the good thing is the people that are going in the opposite direction and with what I think I'm all about, the people that are going in the wrong direction eventually will love personal development and will love challenging yourself and will love trying to get better. Eventually, I'll start picking some of them off to start attracting them to me so I can share with them positivity, my faith in God, or whatever it is that can make them a better version of themselves. Because that's what I'm passionate about, is just helping individuals become better versions of themselves, knowing that we're all not perfect now, but we are doing the right thing if we're consistently trying to grow.
That's perfect. And if for anyone who's not following Devin on social media, you should. And in a moment at the end, I'm going to let him basically tell where you can find him on those platforms. The bottom line is he's absolutely active many times a day, posting about just his authentic self, what he's doing on the day, whether he's going to the gym or didn't get there, and that's not too often, but we're doing something to help his physical, whether it's out for a walk. It's just that people are attracted to real. And that is, I could see absolutely how that's, your business is being generated because you're attracting people that want to do business with someone who's authentic. So, and that's the reality of it. So one more question for you before we let you off the hook. If you could go back in time and give your younger self some advice, just starting out, what advice would you give yourself?
Find the people that sit in the position that you want to be in, and either work for them for free or hire them or find a way to work for them and be in there, whatever you got to do to be in their presence. And the biggest hack I know now is paying to be investing in yourself, right? Harvest community. What happens is most people do not do this, invest in themselves. Like Harvest, how many people reached out to me about joining Harvest, and because it's not free, they literally just cancel it. Meanwhile, they could have made way more money than they make now. They could have made 3 years progress in 3 months, right? But the number one thing that I wish I knew when I was older is invest in yourself, invest in to be in the rooms that can buy time and compress time to be around people that can help you get to where you're trying to get to faster, to give you the information and knowledge that can take you to where you're trying to get to faster, can have the right conversations with you, to create a better, bigger thinking, more positive thinking environment to make you a better person quicker, right? Is just, investing investing for, to be with those people. And the easiest way to do it now is hire these people, right? Like, I get to have conversations right now and have relationships and get invited to events and be in the office with one of the top executive coaches in the world, David Meltzer. He's like a famous entrepreneur. And that's because I took the train out to meet him and I earned his trust. And then eventually I started paying him, and because I did some other stuff to really help him out and add value to him, because I know how to do that. I got an opportunity to do it at a discount, but because I pay to have him coach me, I get access and knowledge that people have to pay $25,000 a month for, or people never even will get to in their lifetime because they were too in their ego or didn't ever take seriously hiring help and hiring coaching, right? Go to a networking event with 300 people. Ask how many people hire a coach. I guarantee you it's less than 5% of them. Meanwhile, if they did, they'd be 10 years, decades ahead of time. They'd be a lot healthier. Who knows how many mistakes they wouldn't make now? Who knows how much money they would be making? Who knows how much healthier they would be? You know what I mean? It's very uncommon. And my job is to make sure that everybody knows, don't try and do this yourself. Immerse yourself in a community of like-minded individuals. This help a lot of times is not going to be free. Stop trying to be cheap with your future, right? You are the most important thing to be investing in. Right? So people need to take that seriously. If you're not investing in yourself to be in communities like the Harvest, or to be in communities like any other one, or to hire coaching to keep your mindset right and to keep you focused, to keep you accountable, because everything else is going to take your attention away. And I don't care who you are, everybody needs accountability. And if you have accountability and coaching and structure, you're going to do better. It's a fact. It's not theory. Right? So I just want to make sure everybody knows, man, that's what the Harvest is about. If you're watching this, don't be cheap with your future. Right? It's an investment. It's not a cost, and it can really, really help you. And I wish I knew this when I was 15, 16, 17. That's one of the biggest things. And I probably would have been 1,000 times further than I'm at now at 34.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, man. We all know the greatest player, the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans.
Tiger Woods, greatest golfer in the world. Coach.
And you go down the list of any one of them, and they all have a coach. I think when we're younger, we all take it for granted because we're in sports and we're not thinking, hey, we're paying this coach to help us out, right? But I think in today's world, the younger kids they're going to camps, they're going to different things. You're seeing parents paying for that extra sports training. Well, hopefully that translates over into, the rest of their lives, into the rest of the pieces of their world that are not just the sports. But that's great advice, man. That's exactly, I couldn't echo that anymore based on what I'm seeing, based on what I'm doing. Look, you can always get better. You need an outside opinion, to get your game better, right? Because you're always going to be subjective, not objective.
And there's just a lot of people struggling, man. And I want to make sure I'm vocal with this, right? I struggle all the time, and I'm in communities like the Harvest helps me. You know what I mean? But so many people are out there trying to take on life and business and everything else by themselves, and they're in mental hell. You know what I mean? So, and then what happens? Then it's like, all right, well, go to therapy or go to medication or go to alcohol or go to drugs. It's like, no, man, like be in an environment with people that are moving forward. Like if you can't find it free, which most times you won't, invest into it, because I'll tell you what, that investment, you'll 100x it and you're going to be a better person. So if you're like, get your ego out of the way. Like there's always the highest achievers in the world pay to be in environments like this. You don't have to go through this stuff yourself. And that's why people get crushed and let life crush them, right? Everybody needs help. I need help. I hire for it. I'm in these communities, right? So let your ego go and invest in yourself. Keep your mindset sharp. Be around these people. Have these conversations. Don't try and do it yourself.
That, man, couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Listen, Devin, everyone watching can't appreciate Devin being on this anymore. But by the way, before I forget, where can everyone find you, get information about the real estate, coaching, your social media handles, whatever information you want to give for people to get in touch with you, watch you, follow you, whatever? Please, could you let everyone know?
Yeah, it's very easy, right? So I have my own social network and community too for everybody listening. All you have to do is go to devindinofa.com. Very simple. devindinofa.com. You can opt right in. I have a free community. Once you opt in there, you get access to a lot of the members that I network with, and it's a whole social network where we can stay in touch. I also have a free high performance habit tracker on my website that you can use every single day. If you use it, you get put on a leaderboard in my community. We win prizes every single week. You make a commitment to your mind, body, and business. This is a life-changing, free, high-performance habit tracker on my website that I would choose as a start for you to start working on yourself. So DevinDiNofa.com, go right in, join my community. All the information about me, about the harvest is on the website, about my real estate company, or you can follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, Devin DiNofa, to keep it that simple too. But DevinDiNofa.com, join my community, use the tracker, and you'll get access and you'll know everything about me on there.
All right, man, listen, thank you so much. A ton of information. Really appreciate you getting the word out about the harvest. I appreciate your time being on here. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Devin, it's like I consider him like a brother. We go back and forth. If we were brothers, obviously I'd be the better looking one, clearly. But, I still love the guy tremendously, and I appreciate it for being on. Devin,
thank you so much, man. You're an asset. Listen, man, it's a very, yes, there's a lot of people in South Jersey, but it's a very tight network, and you're always like one of the ones that everybody loves to be around. You're always making a difference to everybody. You're always helping each other. You're always making introductions. You're just a great person. So I know it's not just me. On behalf of everybody, thank you for the asset you are to South Jersey and the business community and stuff like that. Because as much as we love making funny also, which brings laughter into our lives, it's also great to have you around. And I'm sure everybody benefits knowing you. So thank you for that, sir.
Now you're going to tear me up for a second. I might even start singing the thank you song from the Maui thank you song. But I'm going to save everyone's ears from that because we had a wonderful, wonderful show today. And we're going to leave on that. And once again, thank everyone for being here. Thank Devin for being here. Thank everyone for tuning in. And for those who don't know, obviously, supporting locals only. So please reach out to Devin. Any questions, go to his website. It's a wealth of knowledge. It's only to help you, man. Everything is going to be there is going to help you. So once again, thank you everyone for being here today. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Take care. Locals.
Share the show. Share the show on your platforms. Share.